I'm Simon Denny. I'm British, English, from Liverpool. I'm a chemical engineer by degree, and I've worked all over the world. And I've been now with Harmless Harvest about 5 years in Thailand. My proudest career move is into Harmless Harvest, because Harmless Harvest is doing so much more than just making money as a company. We're really giving back to both people and planet, and I'm very proud that perhaps in what is my last job of my career that I can actually do that and give back. Yeah, at the basic level we make coconut water. So we extract it from coconuts. We use only Nam Hom, which is particularly nice and fragrant, best in the world, only grows in Thailand. So Thailand has a unique competitive advantage. They had a vision of doing something good for people and planet. The founder's vision, I'm sure 15 years ago it was a roll of the dice. I'm sure they were taking a risk on creating a company that was giving back more than it was taking originally, certainly for shareholders. But our shareholders were very patient. We lost money for the first 10 years. And they were willing to take that because the company created such a good vision, marketed itself so well in the States. Harmless Harvest is now becoming a very recognizable brand in the States. We're very proud of that, of course. And a lot of that recognition is based on the genuinely good story that we have here in Thailand for people and planet. How do we compete? Well, every company can raise funding. So every company has money. Every company can build a factory. Every company can invest in a technology. But the companies that really succeed, in my opinion, are those that are able to harness their people and compete on the basis of the people's performance, right? So values of acting with heart actually also serve the business interest of creating a high-performing team for the best business results. So by doubling down on people development, and not just development, but taking care of people, making people feel valued, making sure they're well rewarded, properly rewarded, making sure that they feel psychologically safe, making sure that all aspects of their employment is taken care of. And of course the Happy Workplace Award with the 8 pillars of the happy, it's the perfect sort of, I mean, we were doing it before. The motivation for taking care of our people stems not only from our values, but also from the need to be competitive. And we have an absolutely fantastic team of people working for Harmless Harvest who amaze me every day with the achievements that they're able to achieve. So I'm super happy with our HR team because, of course, the Happy Workplace Award is great recognition. But and the other teams, whether it's operations, maintenance, engineering, purchasing, IT, all of them are really delivering extremely great results on every level that we could possibly ask for. All of our KPIs are just continuously improving year on year. It's extremely gratifying to see. And when we look at our engagements, so we do an engagement survey every year, how happy people are to work for the company, how valued they feel, all of those things keep going up and up and up and up and up. And we started at about 59 a few years ago, we're now at 75, and world class in our, the benchmark that we set ourselves is more like about 73, 74. So we're already up at the benchmark, and we can foresee getting up to 80 or even higher. That I feel really confident that it's just going to keep getting better and better and better. And as whatever the challenge is, people are worrying about their money, they're not concentrating on their job, right? If people are stressed and worried about work, they're taking time off to do something about it. It's not good for us either, not good for the company either, right? And it's an example, financial troubles are very stressful, right? Anybody who's been in a debt problem or had a repayment schedule or felt, I don't know how I'm going to pay, or I don't know how I'm going to pay for my next meal, or I'm going to pay my rent this month. Or any of those kind of problems are extremely stressful for people, right? And we all know you don't work well when you're stressed, right? It's just natural for people or never give their best game when they're stressed. So it makes perfect sense for us with our values of act with heart, protect the vulnerable, to want to do something to help people with their financial well-being. And very often education is at the heart of it, right? Not everybody has that advantage. Not everybody sees the world through that lens. And a lot of people live from paycheck to paycheck and just say, that's the money. As soon as I've got it, I can spend it. And it's important to educate people about that. We are in a labor market, a very competitive labor market, right? Thailand has quite a tight labor market. People talk about, oh, the unemployment's 1% or 2%. I actually think unemployment is negative in Thailand because some people have 2 jobs and a lot of people work overtime, right? So in my book, unemployment is negative in Thailand. I know it's a strange concept, right? But the point is that we're competing for labor, right? We want people to come and work for us and be happy working for us, because if we don't have labor, we can't run our business. It's very simple, right? So we are competitive. We are, I don't want to say generous is the wrong word. We certainly pay a very competitive wage. We pay an attractive wage. That's a good word. Attractive. We pay an attractive wage that gets people to want to come and work for us, and we're proud of that, and we offer very good benefits to people. And then certainly in the last few years, we see absenteeism, and we have a certain amount of absenteeism, which is normal in any business, and it's quite often related to some financial issue. So we know it's a factor. We know it's a factor from people's stress levels that impacts their productivity. Trying to be more and more efficient with our labor, and I picture a world where we add heads, yes, but not in proportion to the size of the business as the business grows. But the heads that we add are more qualified, more highly paid, more highly rewarded, and we focus more on retention, loyalty, developing people. We have a very good expression from our head of HR. We want people to be the best versions of themselves, and that's worth investing in, right? And so the future is more highly qualified people, paid more, being more productive, so that we can do the same volume but with slightly less headcount overall. Right? To be honest, there's not a lot of companies out there doing quite what Noburo does, right? I was asking you just before about the funding for Noburo, right? Because it's not government funded, right? So you raise money and you have angel investors, and so you're a very good example of an organization a little bit like ours on a mission, right? You have a purpose, a mission. So you're not doing it for the money. You know, it's very different.
Right. Companies
that do their job for the money versus do it for a sense of purpose or a sense of giving back or a sense of achieving some more lofty goal, right? So we're happy to work with Noburo because Noburo is very good at and very well endorsed in helping people with their financial well-being. So it's our pleasure to choose Noburo. Each year, I realize with an ever greater awareness that it's all about the people, that people are the most important aspect of running a business. I started out as an engineer, very logical, everything was logic-based, you know, there was always a solution, it was all about providing solutions. And I've learned as I've gotten older and had more senior positions of management that actually it's not necessarily about logical solutions, it's about people. If you can energize, harness, promote, support, develop, all of those things, your people, then your company will ultimately be successful.